I think we've got a hurricane coming in behind us off the top. Hurricane edition. This is dedication to the internal deadlines. Wow. All right. So we're out in Denver this week. I met my niece for the first time. What a feeling. If you have nieces or nephews or even kids, you can relate, but I feel like it's such a perspective shifter in a lot of ways. I was obviously excited for the chapter of having kids, but this for me made me appreciate how much care and thought and intention goes into raising a kid. And it is so damn exciting. My sister and her husband have done a phenomenal job. It's one of those things like you begin to understand that chapter of life. And for me, it's definitely an exciting one, but one that I'm like, holy shit. Like we've got some ways to go, but very excited for it. All right. Learnings. So somebody who is a virtual mentor of mine, Yvon Chouinard, he is the founder of Patagonia, wrote a book called Let My People Go Surfing. And if you haven't read it, read it. Founders, David did a podcast on it that is also comprehensive. I listened to it last week and was reminded of some of the brilliance of Yvon. He was a craftsman first and built the beginnings of his brand because he didn't see any other way. He didn't have access to the kinds of products he needed to climb and therefore made the products, but took so much pride in how they were developed. And anyway, I'm going to read some quotes that I heard on the podcast that I was reminded of. How you climb a mountain is more important than reaching the top. Yvon. Killer. Another banger. We don't run Patagonia like a typical business because we don't want to be a typical business. Trust, autonomy, and values build better teams. And yeah, his core mission was craft over commerce, and it shines through in the way that he's built Patagonia. It's also given back in a lot of ways. But learning number one this week was a reminder of Yvon's brilliance. Seeing businesses like that and also just entrepreneurs that pave their own way. Very, very inspiring. Seeing one path that has worked for other people, but choosing another path, brilliant. I love it. Second learning was another quote, has stuck with me during this time. Your second life begins when you realize you only have one. Some might call this a midlife crisis. Others might call it the reawakening, whatever you want to call it. That time is right now, hopefully, for Luke. Challenges. I think I'm feeling more lonely on this solo founder journey. I'm yearning for a time where I do have a co-founder. We've got a few things cooking up and I just haven't found that right person yet, but I am way more open-minded to it than I ever have been, and starting to make some decisions to add more collaborators and business partners in my life. This podcast has been one way of doing that, but I find I get so much more energy working around other people creatively, strategically, and just like being companions on the path. So I've felt that more, especially in the last couple of weeks. Indecision is something that I think can plague me. And so in the small things in life, I'm trying to make very decisive action, meaning if someone asks me what my preference is for dinner, instead of saying like, whatever you guys want, having an opinion and making decisions, just in the simple things, I think compounds over time. And so as dumb as that sounds, it's something that I've been trying to do more and more. All right, wins for the week. We had our first sponsor inbound, which felt great. We obviously have a long ways to go, especially on places like YouTube, but consistency, quality, and time are the key metrics for this thing actually working. But on the monetization front, as it pertains to the podcast, like I don't really want to have ads that I don't align with. So if it's a product that I don't use, if it's a service that I don't believe in, or a company I don't believe in. And so I am more adamant on keeping this self-funded until I find companies that I align with long term. And so I think that's just like a decision that I'm making right now, and something that in building this, like it's going to take a little bit more time to become profitable, but I don't think you can rush that kind of thing. And so consistency, showing up, quality, all things that I'm working on will lead to better sponsorship opportunities. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. So we are potentially going to be offering a new business line within Supper. It's something that at first I was not as open-minded to, and more recently have gotten really, really excited about. So more information on that to come. But this, I've said before on off the top, but it feels like all these worlds that we've been trying to build over the last couple of years are starting to collide. And this person that we would bring on, in a way, is one of the most inspirational people that I've come across and helped forge the path for me in the creative landscape. More updates on that to come. We still got to get it over the finish line, but it's something that for me, I think will unlock a lot. And this person is somebody I believe in, truly. So a big win for this week, and hopefully we can get across the finish line. I'm not going to speak to it yet because it hasn't happened, and that's not the wave that we're on. Dude, this wind is so bad, and I really hope that rain is not coming for us. I don't think it is, but we'll get there. Last but not least, we're skipping stats one more time. I'm sorry. We're going to get back to stats, key metrics that we're looking at, but yeah, I got to make dinner for the fam, and right now I'm slacking. They're all cooking up the veggies I was supposed to be making right now. So we got to get back to it. Eyes on this week, another YouTube video. Bill Gurley gave a talk at UT, talks a lot about choosing obsession and not status. He says, a dream job is only if you're already genuinely fascinated by the work itself. Chasing prestige or salary without that inner pull will burn you out and leave you behind the people that love the grind. That's an incredible one. And yeah, I listened to this guy talk, and it's just a reminder, like all these successful people speak to, number one, time being a differentiator, two, quality, and three, just like loving that grind and making your work feel like play and loving your work, taking pride in the details. It's crazy what getting out of a concrete jungle can do for your headspace. I've been working on meditating 20 minutes to start my day and not looking at my phone before I meditate and journal a full page. And it has helped with the headspace so much. Admittedly, we are on day 3, but those small little wins, I feel like it's really hard for me to differentiate work and non-work right now. I wake up, look at my phone, and work begins. I go to bed. And basically, like at all times, I'm communicating with people that could be perceived as work. And so the lines are very blurred, and that became very apparent when I spent time with my family this weekend. So carving out space where you take a step back from whatever that looks like in your professional life or social media or whatever that means. It's a lifelong battle for your boy. Thank you for joining Off the Top. Episode 10, another one. Let's go.